Hey everyone, we're back with some more Noita here. Today is going to be hopefully a very special episode because while the very beginning we're going to need to go way up to the sky in order to track down that wand refresher to create a little extra room in our pack, after that it's really time to grab the salt and just go with it and start a new game plus. So as you see, our teleport wand is being a little bit crazy at the moment. Fires very quickly. Normally I wouldn't put this kind of reduced recharge time and all these other spells packed onto it, but they had nowhere to go. I am out of room. So we're at the point where basically it's like, get a refresher or call it, because now look at how this teleport wand is acting absolutely silly. But, you know, like that's not really going to get it done in the long term. Fortunately, if we recall from maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago in this series, we did find Wand Refresher in the same place where we got Alpha, which was the spell that we needed in order to create this permanent healing wand. And I don't know, the multi-shot isn't so bad for firing tons of teleports. If I click fast enough, if I just tap it, it should only shoot once, but it's hard to get your finger to just be 1/60th of a second. I'm not sure the game would make it that kind of detection for me anyway. One thing worth noting is when we passed through this zone, the frozen waste, there was a decent amount of liquid left behind. We drank a lot of it, but we could always load up on more of these, especially since I recently received a comment today. You know, these episodes are recorded a bit in advance, so I react to comments a little later, but somebody said that you can get to a pseudo-infinite number for this, but it's in the hundreds of thousands of seconds, if I recall correctly what the commenter said. You know, clarify me if I'm wrong. But what that would be is like a long montage of a guy just drinking endless concentrated mana. So we're probably not going to go to those extremes, because all that matters is that it lasts long enough for us, right? But it doesn't hurt to stop in places like this and be like, well, there's plenty of liquid here. It seems to actually also, oh, it's not converting the blood, but you know what? We can just drink the blood, because it's not going to fill us up anyway and it doesn't really matter. If we consume the blood, it's fine. In fact, a lot of it is going to get pulled into my bottle. But yeah, there we go, up to 5,800. Any other, well, first of all, we can stop and take a moment to make sure that there's nothing we left behind over here on the right. Looks like there is a little bit of stuff. But we're, oh, see, this is what I'm talking about. The teleport wand is also kind of making me go back. Like, I don't know if it bounced backwards or what happened with that. But soon that's going to be improved upon. I think the other thing we're going to want to do before we even look into going to that other, to New Game Plus, I should say, would be to consume that, consume that entire pond to the right. I think that might be a little boring, but we should drink it. Drink up any of this extra water real fast so that we can really push the number on our concentrated mana high as we want to make it. The other thing worth noting is it's quite possible that once we leave and go, alright, I'm moving on and I'm going to taking the salt and getting out of here, we might find ourselves in a situation where all of that stuff that we drank is just gone, which would be pretty annoying. But I bet you if we sat here, and now that I'm breathless, I can actually drink the pond. It's going to take a bit. I mean, we're going to be pressing this for more than a minute, and I might even put a chapter in this video if those of you think that's convenient, so you don't have to sit here and watch StehnZ chug an entire pond worth of it. And you know, I'm going to get bored at some point. Like, I'll bet you I'll see this thing at 10,000 seconds and say, okay, point has been made. All the fish die in here. I guess they can't breathe this. And that's okay. The fish in Noita really have the hardest time. I bet you there is some sort of spiritual significance to them, because they're in all of the shops, or Holy Mountain shops. And they always die in contact with just about everything. They seem to have 1 hit point. But yeah, we're down here with them. And we have pushed our count to 8,200 now. I'm thinking that somewhere in the 10,000 range, we will be satisfied with that number. And if we do a little bit of math, so 60 seconds is a minute, so 10 minutes is 600 seconds. So 100 minutes is 6,000 seconds, which is an hour 40, right? So if I get to 10,000, you know, I don't feel like doing the math in my head right now, which is, I should be able to, it's pretty simple, but it should be more than enough to cover multiple episodes and make it so that we never have to worry about this. Because we did lose a few thousand seconds in the last one down in hell. It's not like this liquid would have been obtainable. So at 10,000 something here, we're going to fill up our bottle. One more for good measure. We'll fill up this bottle all the way. 10,200 seconds. I think we can say that my mana is concentrated. So we're off. Now, if we recall correctly, how did I find Wand Refresher before? Well, it would have been, at this point, 7 episodes ago, maybe 6. And what I did was I went all the way over to the left. First of all, this looks interesting. Something happened here, of course. Here's our glitched out tree. It could be a little bit of a pain to climb through this, but you know, I could also just dig through the tree. Somehow our worm blood is in here too. I might drink that. I just like to drink the worm blood whenever I can. You know, it's one of those things where that even with all-seeing eye, it adds a little bit of extra light to your vision. But yeah, for whatever reason, my achievement pillars have completely despawned, and I hope that they will reappear when we get to New Game Plus. Because I obviously I have achievement pillars unlocked. It's just not happening right now. But yeah, see, I really don't like the extra refresher I slipped on here. I kind of hope that that we can do a little better than that. Because this is... You don't want your teleport wand to shoot several bolts at the same time. It just makes it imprecise. But at the same time, like, am I going to throw out an extra wand refresh spell just because I have no place to put it? I could have gotten rid of something else over here. We could make this whole thing make more sense by, say, getting rid of, I don't know, bomb. Bomb, we have enough bomb. Look at that. And now, like, bomb is like a renewable resource. We'll find that somewhere else. And now it looks like it is shooting just the one, which is what we want. As we make this long trek. We should be at the lake really soon. Now, if you really wanted to get crazy, just imagine that... Whoa, hello. Some sort of strange boss. I don't want any part of that. I don't know what that is. Every time I've ran into him, it's like I can't damage him. The question becomes, like, would the lake convert to it? I'm just afraid to even attempt to cast, or to throw it in there, because I foresee it being, like... I don't know, like... slowing down the frame rate to something obscene while the concentrated mana is converting the water. Ooh, come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, this is what I'm talking about. This teleport wand is unwieldy. Because what did we need, right? We needed something like reduced lifetime. We did not find reduced lifetime. We, you know, granted, there were... Okay, first of all, let's not deal with that. We didn't find reduced lifetime. Now, granted, we didn't go through the wizard tower. We didn't go through a bunch of, like, fungal caverns that exist just off the beaten path. And because I don't really like to chance it in those places as much. This is the cloudscape. So it's sort of a cloudy biome off to our right. It's got these guys that we don't like. Those, they reflect the shots at us. There are some mages over there. So the reason why we tunneled this way is because we were just basically trying to... Excuse me. We were trying to get to a place where we could just sort of avoid the cloudscape. And then if we retrace our steps, what happens is at some point I realize, okay, I'm past the cloudscape, so I'm going to start to tunnel off to the right. I like to build these little service tunnels just to give me a little bit of a break from mages and other horrible things that could end my game. And when I say mages, I just refer to this certain type of caster-like enemy that throws spells that can teleport you, give you twitchy, which is also annoying. Heart ache, heart something. It reduces your health by half temporarily. And of course, the worst one, the polymorph guy, who basically directly kills you. Turns you into a sheep with 1 hit point. We've all been there. You all don't need StehnZ to tell you about that horrible end. It's a constant repeating theme that we're trying to avoid. And I believe I received a comment that very aptly put it, like, it doesn't matter how good you're doing, it's like one little bit of polymorphine and the whole thing's over. And we have to just sort of live with that as a possibility at any point. So this is sort of what we needed to do. We needed to kind of head over and to the right without losing it. Like, I am losing my levitate now. We wanted to find something that we could kind of latch onto, hold onto, if you will. Right now we're not seeing it, so I'm going to be kind of trying to preserve my levitate so I can get up to somewhere. We need to find just some bit of rock or something that we can hold on to get our breath back. When I say breath, I mean levitate juice. The yellow meter in the upper right corner of my screen. I feel like I've gone far too far to the right at this point. If I recall correctly, we sort of... Oh, there was something that just appeared on my radar. That looks like that could be polymorph, so let's not touch it. But the fact that there was some liquid around there tells me that we are on the right track. I was hoping to run into one of those sky temples as a place to just kind of catch my breath, and then I would know I'd be able to head up. But looks like we're going to run out of levitate now, so I'm going to have to let it come back. We're falling into the cloudscape. So the fact that we missed it on this one tells me I maybe need to go a little bit higher before we cut over. Not like we have a map to really know where we are. So at this point, we're sort of doubling back. There goes all my levitate. And I have a better levitate, but it's never going to be enough to go flying through the sky. That catches my breath. Higher we go for a little bit. There's definitely a workshop, the workshop, up here that we will crash into. And the fact that we saw a little bit of that liquid falling over on the right means we are definitely on the right track. So I'll go up a little higher, and let's start it again. Let's see if we can kind of very carefully just tap our way into this. Look carefully, I'm like in like a rain cloud of some sort. Like, what has happened to Noita guy? He's like disappeared. This is very bizarre looking. Is that something? Where are we? Maybe I'll come into focus if I fall a little bit further. The fact that I can't really see myself is disconcerting, to say the least. It's as if I am buried in some sort of cloud at this point. Where are we? Polymorph juice all around, and the whole thing has turned just gray. So I'm gonna fall a bit to see if I can get to a place where my guy comes into focus. I really don't like how I'm invisible. Isn't this strange? Like, what has happened? Is it raining? Like, why am I this color? This is bizarre. It might be that Wand Refresher is just not in the cards for us this time. It seems like I'm coming into focus a little bit here, but we have certainly almost glitchly lost a clear image of our character. I don't like it. I find it to be very disconcerting. But over here, it kind of comes, it's like I can see myself again. Talk about bizarre. So up we go. Hopefully this won't take me back into the cloudscape. We should see that we begin digging over to the right at some point here. Yeah, this is it. Okay, so we did this before. We're retracing our steps. And it's still strange, cloudy-like world that we're in. Now, if I just go directly to the right, instead of up and to the right, we should come into contact with something that I can latch onto. A temple of some sort. And then I'm thinking of actually relogging, because something is up. Doesn't feel right, and if I can't see when I'm over there, we can run into major issues with polymorphine or whatever. There's horrible liquids up in the sky. Ugh, there goes the levitate. And I'm just tapping it. Okay, now this is the shop. So, I can't really see so well, but if I... Wow, look how weird this is. It could just be cloudy, guys. Like, have you ever heard of, like, weird weather? Okay, this is a sky shop. But I don't know whether any of these liquids are polymorphine, or whatever they are. So I'm going to try a theory. We're going to go right here, and we're going to do this. We're going to hit save and quit. Just bear with me for a second. And we're going to see whether or not a relog is going to bring everything back. Because that was bizarre. Wait for the title screen to load. No, it's still foggy. Well, we will be very careful. Chaotic polymorphine. Yeah, there is bad liquid around here. I've been teleported, so a mage disappeared and did something. Doesn't this feel dangerous? Like, doesn't it feel like I'm just playing with fire by doing this at all? Like, I don't need to be putting off, like, bad premonitions, but I don't think this is safe. I really don't. I think that there comes a time where you go, like, look, is Wand Refresher gonna make that big of a difference for me compared to dying? Now, we have the ability to be like, okay, I don't die, and I get a little bit of stuff back. You know, like, I have the, like, you don't die, but you're at 100 life, or you do die and you respawn. What is going on over here? Okay. The music is super ominous in here with this bizarre weather kind of bringing us down. I swear this was a shop. We saw one thing for sale. It looks like the shop. Okay. Touch of smoke. Myriad spell. Does myriad spell help us? It might. Cast all the spells. Okay. That's good. We need that. Toss that bomb to the side. That thing does spray polymorphine, I'm pretty sure. What is this substance? I don't know. It doesn't say what it is, but it doesn't look good. Chaotic polymorphine, yeah. Don't touch it, man. The fact that we can't really tell what any of these liquids are is awful. I'm telling you, folks, we are playing with fire, all for a stupid wand refresher. If we just do this, we can kind of hose it down, delete it. I think that might be the safe bet. Something just pushed me. Okay. Don't want liquid to be falling down on me there. Teleport guy, don't touch that either. I'm gonna try something a little different. Okay, there's a Nala. Meteor. This looks a little more familiar. We're trying to find a place where it's like, clearly I've already been here, because we know we already saw it. Get rid of all that. Ow. Okay, Nala, cool. Excuse me, dodge that. What do we got down here? That is not the refresher. It is a thunder charge and a big magic guard. Sounds interesting. That looks like teleport juice. So let's hose that down, erase that, get rid of all this. Okay. Some sort of chaotic spell. Not exactly what we needed. Nothing bit me. Kill that. Get rid of this. This is chaotic polymorphine blood. Ugly. Get away from that. Run away. Don't get sprayed with that. What is this spell? Really hard to see in this fog. That could be the wand refresher. It looks like a circle, traditionally. Let that liquid flow away. Just need to carefully get rid of some of this. Very careful, like. Really nice and easy. Is that wand refresher? Because it looks like it. It's really hard to see, though. And I very carefully wand refresh. Thank God. Okay, now before disaster strikes, basically nothing will cast after this, so I can put whatever I want in here. Now I can leave. And will I ever leave? You bet, because this is awful. The best thing we can do. Now my teleport wand can hold other things. And we can just head right over to the left, because we know that the left is safe. If I had to... Oh boy. Just pea soup fog up here, folks. I've never seen the sky do this before. This could be new. This could be part of Epilogue 2. But we want to go as much just basically to the left as we can. Oh, don't fall too hard, StehnZ. Last thing you want to do is just fall, land in a pile of chaotic polymorphine, and have your game end. We're off to the left. Off to the left. That was an excursion for a wand refresh. We went all the way down to the Hell Shop to find it before. We did end up with myriad spells. Oh god, I'm in the cloudscape. Tunnel on through. Whew, panic. Okay. This is our little... Oh, hi. I don't want any part of him either. He could kill me. I don't have the right wands for fighting that thing. Whew. I had my adrenaline running a little bit during that. Now we're at the cloudscape. Falling below it. Soon I should be landing in with falling money. Ooh, gold coin. And there we are. Now this weird boss, I don't know what that thing's trying to do to me, but he does hurt me slightly. He has some interesting music that plays, so yeah, we don't want any of that. Let's hope that that polymorph stuff hasn't like fallen from the sky and just landed like somewhere on my way out of town. We wouldn't want to run into that. I really think what we're experiencing here is just some sort of bizarre weather. Like this is just fog. Because it's now foggy everywhere. So let this maybe be a lesson that like sky is really a weather permitting activity. Because I think trying to do it with it like this was erroneous. There's like a bomb that I either tossed there or fell from the sky, which is I think kind of funny. So we're basically out. We have an empty slot up here. We have tons of concentrated mana that we've ingested. So it's really time to begin our route to New Game Plus. Because it's in the first New Game Plus that we will attempt to be whatever we feel is an appropriate high orb victory. If possible, and I can do it, it's going to take a while to search it all down. There's going to be like a lot of look, but I wouldn't mind going for another 33. If that's going to be possible. But we could also just take one of the toxic endings and end it at, 20-some orbs and say we're done. I leave that up to, people in the comments can help decide, steer me in that. The 33 would be great, but as you see, I'm already wearing the necklace. Meaning that nothing new will be accomplished for me by getting it. But it would just be nice to do it on YouTube. It would feel somewhat accomplished and having pulled that off. 33 orb victories are a challenge because the orbs themselves appear in very different locations than they wouldn't have normally. So it's going to require a little bit of searching. I believe there's a way to combine Flamoxium and another liquid, I don't remember what that would be, in order to get that done. It will then create a little effect that will point to the nearest orb. So when searching for orbs that are, of course, in other seeds, I mean, just in other parallel universes or in New Game Plus, I'm referring to, they're not in the standard place that you would go to find them. But if I recall correctly, you can't get to 33 orb victory without doing a New Game Plus. Now, we could also try something completely different and just be like, how many New Game Pluses can we go to? I don't think that that's going to work out very well for me, because we would need to really learn how to master these divide by spells in order to combine several of them into being able to do much more damage than we are doing currently. Some of that will improve when we find accelerative homing. I have a feeling that my shotgun wand will be a lot more, have a lot more of that kinetic speed up bonus. I don't believe you have to use bouncy burst in order to make that kind of a wand. I've made it before. It's a pretty standard thing. And it basically means that you start firing a cannon like this, like I just used, but the projectiles start out going really slow. And then as they speed up, there's this whole exponential damage increase that begins to happen when things go from minimal speed to very high speed. And that's what we're going to be attempting to take advantage of. So, pass through the vault. Still at 15k, which is not going to be enough to do any reloading, but of course, when we move to New Game Plus, we're going to be painstakingly going through that, because in New Game Plus, harder monsters are going to appear. There will be mages everywhere now, instead of just the occasional mage in certain areas. So, another place where we need to be on our best behavior is here in the Temple of the Art. Lots of horrible liquids are around that need to not be touched. But let's pick up the coins while we can. I really regret buying blood at this point. I feel like having more liquids everywhere doesn't... Ooh, let's not get caught in that. Doesn't help us to, like, get through things. Granted, with Breathless it's okay, but think about it when we were fighting some of those enemies that bleed chaotic polymorphine. Why would we want them to make more of that? Like, how does that help us in any way? Oops. That looks like a stinky meat guy, so I'm going to eat him. Anytime we find one of those dudes around, we're going to take a moment to consume that corpse. Even if we're just talking, boy, 100 seconds of safety, that's 100 seconds I can't be polymorphed. I mean, I'll go out of my way to eat those guys. So, stinky meat. Hey, a little bit of health over here. Oh my goodness. So we just got hit with a swapper. Swapped into a curse, so that's a little bit painful. Let's make sure we pop our heal. This doesn't feel like we're going the right way. Like, I took a different way down, and we want to find out what that is without stepping in the acid. There's so many enemies around that, let's eat this guy too. Eat. Should be more. Dodge that. Eat all this. There's a stinky meat guy in the middle of that. Alright, 256 seconds of immunity to polymorph. Cannot be polymorphed at all. Anything we can do to give us a little bit of space from the problem. And it's no excuse to play crazy, right? It's just a little added safety. Oh shit, is this? Chaotic polymorphine. Just what I wanted. Alright, when we find this kind of descending part, we know we're right near the end. And here we go. So, here we are at the work. We're going to need to pick up the salt. We can attempt to fight him. There's no reason why we can't just try to duke it out with him for a little bit to see if we stand any chance of being able to win. Hopefully he doesn't kill me. I haven't fought him at 10 orbs is pretty high. So I am a little concerned that, like, he's going to use some sort of effect that's going to be very powerful. So let's try fighting him with the chaotic polymorphine up. I mean, immunity up. Polymorph immunity, I should say. Alright, guy. He's immune to everything right now. He's bleeding up a storm. I don't have a lot of shield to give me the break that I need. And with the frame rate here, it doesn't look like I'm actually penetrating his shield very heavily. Frame rate way down. He's getting ready to do something obscene. I think he's going to explode. Okay. I'm going to try to port away before I die. Ooh, I'm into the lava, which is very painful. Not great on the frame rate here. And we run. I swear I picked up the work. Where is it? Alright, now he's in his shield mode. Let him do his thing. And we cut through with this. I like this angle. This seems to be doing well for protecting me. The shotgun itself seems to be what's getting the job done. Look at this. If we just wait a little bit, I can have him dead, and then I can actually pick up the salt. I thought I picked up the salt. He's wedged in here really good. Where are you going, buddy? Where are you going? Get dead. Get dead. Oh, he has little friends. Ooh. Okay. Intense, to say the least. Alright. I'm a little concerned that it fell into a bad place. So let's try something like this. We take the heavy shot off. We start converting all of this to blood. And we see whether or not the thing fell down into here. Because where did it go? I swear... Oh, it's right up here. Our Blessed Stone. I thought it had to appear in one of these slots, so I just confused myself. Perhaps I'm a little dated in some of that. But it looks to me like that is a win. We can take this off and go back to whatever I had put up here. A crit, or it was heavy shot. Okay. This has been said to complete the work. So, let's take it up to the sky. 10 orbs will be enough to replenish the world in a New Game Plus, with some time left to explore it. Hey, and we beat the boss too. You know, like, he put up a fight, but it wasn't anything that we couldn't handle. The shotgun was working. He wedged himself really way into that little entry point. And it was enough for us to just sort of keep him boxed in there and bring him down. So yeah, happy with my first wand and its ability to spam damage. Probably the heavy shot and some of the other stuff, and the fact that it was firing frame perfect, or what felt like frame perfect. As fast as a triplicate bolt can really fire. But now we make the kind of the victory march. We carry back our treasure to above the beginning of the game, where you first spawn, in order for us to complete the work and generate a new world in New Game Plus. Up we go. Up is up is up. And I am excited for New Game Plus. We are going to have a great time with that. It's harder, folks, though. You can't be reckless around there. There's going to be more things that are going to be teleporting us. More things that are going to be able to polymorph us. We're going to want to look very carefully. But we also have this thing. So it's like, oh, if there's a problem, I can do that. You know? And that's cute. Look, there's still bombs whizzing around. We didn't even use that versus the boss, because I was like, alright, that's gonna crush my frame rate so bad. My explosion wand might be a little unwieldy. It just sends explosions everywhere, as we saw in a previous episode. But hey, I mean, like, go big or go home. I don't know. Once I have, like, a Greek letter to make it all cast twice, you're darn right I'm gonna have it, all of it, go off. And you know, we did accomplish our goals this episode. I mean, we were unlocking New Game Plus. We got a wand refresher. I thought I needed an open slot on here, because I swear back in the day, the work, the Blessed Stone, or whatever that thing is, the salt, as it used to be called, is something that you have to put in one of these slots. It might be that because of where I'm at, like, because of the amount of orbs that I've picked up, it's not called the salt. That's like if you just speed run to beating him. It might be that it's called our Blessed Stone, and that's its way of saying that it is capable of doing a New Game Plus for us. We'll have to see. So I might be overthinking that a little bit. That it has a bunch of different names depending on where you are in the game. But we are almost there. Okay. We can take our little service tunnel. Alright. Up top here, especially if I like didn't break it, because I think you can break this and then run into problems. Looks like the place is fine. Enter New Game Plus. Here we go. And there we are. We'll be getting new perks. We'll be able to get orbs. All kinds of orbs. We start with this orb. That's one orb. Hey, we still have 8,000 some seconds of concentrated mana. So it did work out for us. We'll be able to do... The pond may not exist anymore. The world is a little bit different in New Game Plus. And look, our background respawned. Well, that's nice. Oh my goodness, what was that? I just jumped. Okay. So we'll look around for cool things. The money will be more... There will be way more money. We are going to want to hopefully find... And see, look what I was talking about. There is a chaotic polymorph guy. Right away, first thing. Let me eat that. Is there any stinky meat here? No, but I'm tripping. What is this? Acceleration. We could just carry another potion. There's no reason not to. We had an open slot. It should contain a potion. Money will be an issue. We're going to find money. We're going to try to pick up everything we can with regards to that. I can use this to create some reasonably big explosions that will hopefully generate some trick blood money. We don't want to be too crazy with that, because if we get hit, if that like starts swapping me into something because it got hit with an explosion, and then there's a bad liquid, you know, that could end our game. These are all things we don't want to mess with. I do have the hit points to be able to, you know, end up in lava for a brief moment before pulling out lava to blood. Like, I would have time to take advantage of that. We want to kill both those polymorph guys. Need to go down. We can eat them real fast. There's some of his body. Eat all this. I swear I ate him. Why are you not... Did he burn? Okay, well, turns out I wasn't able to get that corpse. So, one thing we're going to want to do to really... I'll have to get toxic here. That's okay. One heal will usually take care of me. If we try to just slice him a little bit with our drill wand, then maybe like the bulk of his body will remain intact and make it easy for us to eat him. Because that's really what we want. Boy, if there was some way to just generate an infinite amount of stinky meat, then with my iron stomach, you are darn right that I would just want to have that buff up forever. It just makes me feel so much safer running around. That was the way down, and exploring this top level, you know, this isn't going to yield, like, tons of great spells that we're going to need. However, it looks like someone shattered an ambrosia potion over here, and there is a polymorphing mage. So, these guys are all hanging out in what appears to be ambrosia. They got it all over them, which is a little annoying. Look at that. Weird homing effect. The drill was just spinning around an axis. Okay. I suppose there's really not much reason for us to spend a ton of time on this level. I think I'm ready to go grab my perk, whatever that may be. Here we are. Any cool spells here? Drills, sure. We could grab those drills. Already some good perks here. Extra health is just going to be automatically something that we're going to want at all times. So if I pop that, we're up to 5,000 some life. Should just make everything nice and safer for me. Not that, like, running out of life is going to be much of an issue at all at this point. But it's just good to have. I am going to buy this because I feel that having more of these might make the wand work even better. We don't have to do timers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 1, 2, 3 regular drills. So it might be that we're able to replace some of these and use the myriad spells that we picked up as a way to just kind of improve this wand a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how much stuff we can fit into it by doing that, but we certainly can try. So if I replace this and I go myriad spell, it's still at full. So if I take off, say, 2 of these and start doing things like this. Is it losing mana? No. Whew, with this thing makes it a little bit crazy. So we can't use that just yet. I'm not so good at using those. Okay, that's too much. So we take out this one. We do an add mana until we get the right amount, the right balance. There we go. This seems reasonable. It's not running out of mana. So we're going to go with that. A little bit of OCD shuffling around on here, just to make me feel a little better. And yep, we seem to be in good shape now. We're ready to continue on a little further. Is it digging faster? I think so. Alright, we'll look for all of our favorites. These things can, of course, go down here. They're all post-wand refresher, so... It feels like our drill has a few more shots than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like, as long as we can add one extra drill to it, it's like, this is not a bad thing. Look at all that life. 5,000 some life. Okay, moving along. Plenty of health around. Picking up all that is great for us. We still want toxic immunity, which will save us a lot of life. But one thing we're really going to want to be looking for is things like make your wand faster, or add spell slots to your wand. We no longer would need vampirism or any of that. But immunity to toxic would be really nice, because toxic seems to be kind of percentile-based damage to your health. So the more health you have, the more it hurts you. But it ends up affecting everybody in the same way. And a little mimic in here. Alright, we've gone all the way over to the right. Just to do a quick perusal of this level, we haven't seen any mages yet, any of the chaotic, any of the Master of Polymorph guys. But I guarantee you they exist. There we go. Nothing blasted me. I think I just got toxic. Might have been a little bit gung-ho to fire the explosion wand at that exact moment. Alright, what's in this wand? A bouncy ball. Cool. Heal up. Okay. You know, we also are doing okay on money, but things like, if we find greed, that would be wonderful. What is this thing? That looks like some kind of siege weapon firing at me. Still have 7,600 in our potion duration, but it wouldn't hurt to take a moment to do this. Why don't we drink a pond here to kind of get some of that time back? This one looks as good as any to drink. There's a little bit of blood in it, but we'll just drink that, and that's no problem. Push this up a few thousand seconds, taking a hot minute to do this as our episode begins winding down. It was good. I mean, we got to New Game Plus, and this is it, folks. I mean, like, we could do one of two things. We could just go, all right, how many more New Game Pluses can I go to before my guy is inevitably overwhelmed because I don't understand how to use Divide by spells effectively. I haven't read a proper tutorial on how to do that, so my damage is going to start to fall off. Or we could just say, hey, one New Game Plus is fine. It's enough to get to 33 orbs. Let's just grab that. So I haven't really made that decision exactly yet on where I want to go with it. You know, there are a lot of secrets we could be unlocking too that we haven't really messed around with. Be nice to find, you know, maybe another add mana or something else here that we would be able to use. And black holes, but we're kind of in the post-black hole economy at this point. I don't feel that that's going to make or break me. But money we need. And with like, guys drop more money in New Game Plus. Like, I think all the enemies are like doubled on top of that, and then of course then the greed calculates last. I feel like I can. Oh, there is a shop over here with a shield. Energy shield, gold to power, cement. What is going on with all these? This is interesting. Short range homing, we like that. Summon portal. I don't know what summon portal does, but let's look at it. Summon a strange portal. Bizarre. Anyway, this shield belongs on something, right? And it might even belong, if I get rid of this, I see it needs that last add mana. It always needs that add mana. Got the one crit, it's got all these other damage boosters. And it needs that, it needs this too. So, you know what that means. It's going to end up going on the teleport wand. Okay. Where it belongs. Pick up these last little bits of gold before we move on to checking the shop. Finding shield was good. Like, you always need shield. And if we're going to put it on anything, we can put it on the teleport. But, like, until we find reduced lifetime, we are kind of in a bit of a mess on this teleport wand. I just prefer my teleports to be more manageable, shorter. We already looked at that one, that's not it. But there's lots of coins we left behind over here. But we could be picking up gold all day. It's not necessary to get every coin, obviously. Okay. That guy grabbed a wand, so let's put the end kibosh on that. A bunch of eggs in it. Okay. Lots of water up here too, for us to be able to make more concentrated mana, which is certainly possible to come up. Oh, look who it is.
Hey, Steffi.
Hey, Jess. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a second. You're at the home stretch of this episode, so I just need to take a moment to share my screen with her. What you missed earlier is that we actually unlocked New Game Plus, so we beat the game. And we are moved on to basically restarting it. And we are on the final 5 minutes or so of our episode.
Well, congrats.
Oh, thank you. Beating it was important.
I guess, like, for beating it, right?
Yeah, thank you. I guess beating it was important, but I'm more thrilled and enthused about hitting the 100 subscribers mark just recently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit more that I'm focused on with this. Let's pop on through here. Drink our heart. Ooh, look at this, a wand refresher. Should be room to buy that. Always a good thing. And what did we get here? Summon the Celestial Rage. Always cast a random spell. More blood or extra knockback on spells. None of these are working for me. We did not score here. So what we're going to do is if we leave these alone, and I come back with 200,000 gold, an obscene amount of gold, I can actually refresh those. So that is the plan right now. But yeah, as you see here, my character should look pretty similar to the last time you saw it, but now I can do one different thing that you didn't see before. Let me demonstrate this one to you, Jessi. Once I get near something where I can use it. This is what I now can do. I made that.
Wow.
You like that?
Mm-hmm.
It goes bang. That's all I can say. It makes huge chunks of gold.
Very theatrical.
Yeah, it's a little bit over the top, but I'm gonna do one right here. Yeah, I don't know. I like to make big explosion. What can I say? Like, oh, hello, guys.
It must be a man thing.
I think so. I guess so. And the thing about it is,
Would you even say that anymore?
no, I don't think so. But
I rescind.
Yeah. But my point is that you can see how it like kills my frame rate for a second. So it is completely gratuitous. Like there's like almost no reason to make an explosion that big, except check it out.
It's gratuitous because you destroyed everything around you.
Okay.
That was a threat, so.
Okay. Well then let's try it like this. I guess you're right.
It is laggy.
Well, because it's going to lag because I start pushing what the engine's even capable of once we get past a certain point. And then when we're combining all these different things, and then running over it, the base is always going to be... Oh, that's polymorph. Okay, gotta get away from that. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, right there, you have to have your eyes peeled because I almost stepped into a liquid that would have killed me. And I would have died. Have I just pressed left a couple times more, that would have been it. So I think what we'll do here is, now that we have our honored guests to be here for the last few moments, we're going to start to wrap things up as we get closer to our hour mark. We have just passed the hour mark, so I appreciate everybody who decided to stick with me through this one. As you can see by the size of this gratuitous explosion, we're having a lot of fun with it. But I am going to make my way to the end of this stage, pick up for our final thing before the episode's over. We're going to see what that final perk is, because we got a little bit shafted on the last perk. I'm trying to fire the bomb. Deploy the nuke. There we go. The bomb. We got shafted that there was no final perk for us. And now we're actually picking up the kind of money that we're going to need in order to really be able to buy reloads so that we can actually get the perks that we want instead of going, oh, I can't afford that, and then having to be done. So, getting electric over here. Fellas. All of our friends. Anything in this wand? No. Alright. So it's down is down is down. We get to our next thing. Ooh, this is full of acid, so let's be very careful about touching this. As we've seen in a past episode, a little bit of long-term acid contact and death ensues, which we don't want. We've come way too far to lose it all now, but I will grab this heart, because life is always important. 5,500 life, I should say. 55,000 would be awesome. And weirdly enough, it's like we were in the Hissy base, and then it like skipped the Holy Mountain, so I'm a little confused as to where Holy Mountain even is at this point, which can happen in parallel worlds. It's like, or not a parallel world, but in New Game Plus, it'll be like, there is no shop. That just didn't spawn. So like, ooh, that guy's getting very electric with me. Okay. So, we're gonna find that last shop. And, it's right down here. But, like I was saying before, none of the progress that we've made with this channel could have happened without your assistance, Jessi. So it's really great for you to be here, especially after the monumental 100 sub moment. You know, that sounds like it's like no big deal, because a bunch of people have bazillions of those. But for a tiny creator like me, it means a lot. So I'm glad to have you here in the episode after we got the news. So,
well, I'm proud of you, but let's not put the credit to me. But
oh, well, you were a major inspiration, so there's a lot of credit that needs to be applied. So let's grab. There was a spell here we wanted. A ghost, friendly, happy ghost. Let's make room for that. Ghost will go over here. He just helps a little bit. He's a helpful ghost. And then we put the refresher. It should now be working. And did we get anything good? Faster movement, lower recoil, gas blood, or repelling cape. All of these are lame. We got screwed again. But you know what? That's the way it goes, right? We're not here for perks. We're here to win. So on that note, I will say we've gone a couple minutes over, about as far as I like to go. Hello, evil spider. He made a little hole for us, so now we can travel this way. And I think that we should end it here. So thank you all for seeing this episode and seeing us get to New Game Plus, and for being along for the ride to getting as far as we have sub-wise. There's lots of exciting stuff to happen. In fact, as soon as we end this episode, Jessi and I are about to get to work on our next RimWorld episode. which was, as we've hyped for a while, will be coming out. These things take a while. They're pretty polished for us. So
For us.
yeah, for us it's a lot of polish, but we that's basically coming in the pipeline. I hope you all take a moment to stay with us for those stories because they are particularly powerful and hilarious. So on that note, unless you have any final thoughts, Jessi, I'm gonna say goodbye to our viewers.
No, just that I won't be regularly imposing this style of content for anybody who might be annoyed by it. We were just preparing for other activities, so...
Nobody would be annoyed by your presence. Trust me, you're a core part of all of this. So, all right, but hey, that's a good little disclaimer because every once in a while, there's all kinds of people on the internet. So, screw them. If they don't like it, they don't have to watch. But on that note, get lost.
Well, don't say that.
Yeah. On that note, screw all of you. Yeah. But which is the exact opposite of what I mean. But we'll see you guys all in the next episode.
People like what they like, so
exactly. We say this all the time. So, all right. Goodbye.
Bye.